So, as we have seen in the not too recent past, one of Cenk Uygur's opponents running to fill California's 25th uh, district seat, Christy Smith has, labeled, or should say, lobbied personal attacks and smears against Cenk Uygur and has refused to debate him on the issues because she thinks she's entitled to that seat for some reason, which is just very shows a lot of hubris on Christy Smith and her campaign's part, not wanting to engage in any type of debate. And now it looks like she's moved on to, as well as calling out Bernard Sanders, future president of the U.S., Bernie Sanders. So this is a tweet from Christy Smith. Let me repeat, women of character and substance must not bend to the will nor false narratives of men who have neither. This isn't about identity politics. It's the reality of a movement that can't look in the mirror and face its own hypocrisy. And then this is Cenk responding to that. He says, I get it, you love to smear me. That has been the whole focus of your campaign, but this is different. Are you saying Bernie Sanders has no character or substance? That's what it clearly implies. Hashtag CA25. And that's, after reading Christy Smith's tweet, that is the first thing that came to mind, is it seems like you are throwing some shade right now, Christy Smith, at one Bernard Sanders. And you're saying Bernie Sanders lacks character and substance out of all of the politicians on like a national level in the US. He has the most character and substance out of any politician that I can think of. He's been, super clear and consistent with the things that he's supported when during his time in office, like Medicare for all, ending the war, supporting free college, canceling student loan debt, canceling medical debt, supporting a Green New Deal, and all these other array of progressive ideas and policy platforms. So how are you saying that Bernie lacks character and substance, and what exactly are you referencing with regards to false narratives? What kind of false narrative is Bernie putting out there? It was the Elizabeth Warren team and her campaign who leaked that story to CNN, about Bernie supposedly saying that a woman couldn't become president during that 2018 meeting that he had with Elizabeth Warren. And then even Warren herself, it's been reported that she quote unquote embellished what she said happened during that meeting. And Bernie just has this clear, consistent track record of honesty and ethical and moral behavior through the decades, and he never wavers on this stuff. So I just find it much more plausible to believe Bernie Sanders' version of the story. And then we have these corporate neoliberal centrist Democrats, the Christy Smith types, who have just jumped on this story to try to take out Bernie Sanders because he represents a real true progressive movement and not just these small neoliberal tweaks around the edges, and it's just very unfortunate. And then so in the comments here, when is Christy going to stop taking cheap shots and debate Cenk like a strong independent would? Indeed. Ask Christy when she's going to debate instead of hiding behind Twitter. I love it. She won't. She knows her record. She's trying to pull a Joe Crowley, New York. We know how that turned out for AOC. Drop out, Christy. We don't need any more corporate Democrats in Washington. Indeed. Hashtag Cenk 2020, Bernie 2020. I really like this one. Christy Smith just quote tweeted near a tangent in a positive way. That tells us all we need to know about her. Indeed, if you're quote tweeting near a tangent, you should never be running for any type of office, because near a tangent is obviously horrible on a policy level, and the things that she advocates for. But let's see what the replies for to Christy's tweet were. Keep hiding behind your gender. It'll work great for you. It always does. Cenk 2020, Cenk 2020, Cenk 2020. Neera Tanden and Christy Smith are Trump Democrats. Facts. I disagree. I'd say falsehoods. Love you, Christy Smith. Stand up to the sexist bros. Don't see any evidence of that. Probably another corporate neoliberal defender. Is Christy Smith secretly Hillary Clinton? If it looks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck. Is that who that is? I thought it was Nancy Pelosi's hand puppet. I won't take lessons on ugliness and divisiveness from someone who assaulted a journalist over a reasonable question. I love it. Yeah, it was about Neera Tanden punching what is now, I believe, Bernie Sanders' campaign manager, Faiz Shakur, during a recent interview. I was just questioning about Hillary Clinton's past support for the, let's say, maybe invasion of Iraq or Libya. I hadn't heard of this, but found a leak on the event, and then yeah, it's the Neera Tanden pushing the journalist. And then here's somebody, Carla Ortiz. Are you saying Bernie has no character or substance, and neither does the movement? Movement that is made of millions of women? That's extremely insulting. Your only cause is identity politics, and you think that congressional seat is owed to you, not earned. Otherwise, why dodge debates? Indeed, like, if you're so confident that the voters, will support your message and the policies that you're campaigning on, get on the debate stage and let those things be known. Coward Christy, corrupt Christy, Cenk 2020, Bernie 2020. So I mean, the people, the average people, not these Neera Tanden, Christy Smith types, are able to see through this BS, and that it was, a baseless accusation against Bernie Sanders, much to the same to the ones that Christy Smith has lobbied against Cenk Uygur. But I don't think it's going to work. And you're so confident, Christy, and in your message, then get out there on the debate stage. Don't be running away from Cenk and these other candidates. Get your voice out there and let the voters decide. But, not surprising that she was throwing some shade at Bernie Sanders, because she's a corporate, neoliberal, centrist Democrat, and, she's willing to toe the party line, and she's corrupt. She takes money from the health insurance companies. I believe one of them was United Healthcare, and what do you know? She doesn't support Medicare for all. Cenk 2020, Bernie 2020. Let's get Bernie in the White House, Cenk in Congress, and as many progressive Democrats and senators in there as possible to get things like Medicare for all and a Green New Deal passed.